hello, camera there. Hi guys, it's Dan. I hope you're doing really good. Let me know about the sound. Everything's new setup. Everything's kind of crazy. I haven't got the camera where I want it, so I'm gonna be looking like this. Please forgive me, but that's okay. I'm real. Puppet Master, thank you for being here. RJ, thank you for being here. Elwini, thank you for being here, guys. It is good to see you. Sorry, impromptu. I just kind of got tired of just doing nothing and decided, hey, I'm gonna stream and I'm gonna try to do this. It's gonna be a little random, but whatever. Hard part about streaming is real life gets in the way, as you guys all know, and because real life gets in the way, well, real life gets in the way. But it is good to be here. Ah, yes, different music, different everything, actually. I probably can't show you right now, but it's pretty freaking awesome. I really got sick and tired of YouTube's. I'm just gonna let's not do that. Let's not do that. I'll post it on the channel. I got sick of Windows trying to tell me how to run a sound system, so I bought one with some Christmas money. It's awesome. So let me tell me about the sound. It should be good, and let us see what we're doing today. Okay, couple things we can do today. First off, quick video. This is my buddy Andrew. Let's go to the other screen. There we go. Let's move me over. I don't know. Here? Yeah, that's great. Okay. So this is my buddy Andrew, and what he's doing is he is scanning this little corner thing. Now, this little once he's done scanning it, it'll be like, yeah, you can see it live there. But basically, you take one of these and you scan it, you put it in, and you're able to get something really cool out of it. Let's just bump ahead. Yeah, see? And now you can 3D print it. If you have old artifacts or museum stuff, you can 3D print it. There's color on it, and it's pretty cool. I just want to show you guys that. All right, so I've made this now. This is now the spin button, okay? What this does is if people get stuck or don't know what they want to make, we'll give this a spin. I have two of them. I believe this one, I'm going to spin this. Let me get out of the way. Get out of the way. It's going to give us kind of a flavor and a setting. Lovecraftian fantasy, if we want to do something like that. Okay. So that's one option of how we can do stuff, or whatever you guys would like. So your choice. Use the wheel, or does anyone have a preference, or does anybody need anything here? Let's see here. Oh, no. Okay, I have no idea what's going on here. That's okay. All right. Figuring stuff out. New setup. Okay, RJ Dragon, Puppet Master, Elwini. Anyone have a campaign setting they need to do? We're going to be working in Wonderdraft here. Wheel spin. Okay, I have one for wheel spin. Anybody else want a wheel spin? I want a wheel spin. Let's do this. Okay, we're going to spin it twice. We can get the old notepad out here to there we go. We are just getting started on a fantasy campaign, tower defense. Okay, well, so we got some towers. People are defending it. We are randomly creating a campaign map, and we're going to do this as many times as we feel like. And then we'll get going. Okay, another spin for our setting. This is a fun little app. Yeah, there's over 250 options here. I got it off my old an Excel document I've had for a while. Fantasy noir. Okay, so kind of bleak. Kind of a whodunit. I don't know. Do we like these, or do we want to spin again? I'm thinking spin again. Any problem with doing that? Because tower defense and film noir really doesn't go. Anybody? All right. Spin again. Yes, we will spin again. Thank you, RJ. And it's coming to heroic fantasy. Okay. So heroic fantasy means we have some archetypes. This is world changing. There's good guys and bad guys. Very cool. And now we will do it. Crafting ore. Okay, okay, you know what? Cool, we are going to do that. Oh, I can make you guys moderators. That's cool. Didn't know I could do that. Just going to copy and paste your comments here. If that's cool with you. If not, I will not. Okay, so we got Lovecraftian, heroic fantasy. Let's throw one more in there just to kind of spice things up. Ah, stupid Windows, no one likes it. All right, here we go again. All right, all right, all right. And final one. Eastern Asian. Oh, Renaissance. Renaissance fantasy. Okay, so a lot of new things in the world. All right. Do not know if I like this list. We might change that. Okay, so we got kind of Renaissance. The world starting new from a dark age. So we have a dark age. I kind of like the Lovecraftian thing. Maybe that's the... Maybe that was the Dark Age. Let's do that. Lovecraft, old gods, worshippers. Maybe the old gods won. Everybody was enslaved. And there was a great rebellion. And now we're in a heroic fantasy with humanity restart itself. Excuse my spelling. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. To do this, we're going to find out what... Well, let's go to Wonderdrift really quick. Okay, and we want this big as we can. We're going to lock these, and we're going to go like, I don't know. Oh, it is as big as it can. Okay. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Wonderdrift. Okay. Go ahead, fire that up. Let's see. RJ, that might be interesting to have a campaign, especially with a heroic part and all. All right, so we have now. Let's talk about heroic fantasy really quick. Who's the movers and shakers in this world? Are they like adventurers? Are they heroes? Are they, private groups? Who's doing the heroic stuff? It's kind of very important when we're talking about heroic fantasy. Who is the main character here? I don't know. We'll go right here. So, good question. I'm almost going to say Renaissance. Let's kind of kick over to the Medicis really quick. In Renaissance time, there was a really big push for individuals to excel at things, a really big push for someone to stand out. So let's kind of make this, let's say we're going to call them champions. Heroes. I can't spell. Or incredible individuals. All right. Put that up there. We'll wait. Okay, here we go. Here's this. Now, I did another thing. So we have our map here, and we're going to divide it into quadrants, and we're going to again random as possible. All right. Let us get the other wheel I made. I like this wheel thing. It's hilarious. You can buy this close stop. Yes. You can buy this at on the Microsoft Store. It's like $14 for unlimited, like up to 2,000 spins. So for each area, we are going to kind of make a actually let me get PaintPad out. I think it's going to be probably better on this. There we go. Okay, so we're going to make some quadrants. Well, we'll do the tic-tac-toe board. The Unworthy. Ooh. Now, the champions, is that the name of the champions, or those incredible individuals, the Unworthy? Is that who broke the hold on the... I like that. Oh, we can make them anti-heroes. They upset the order, killed an old... Yeah, let's kill an old god. What the heck? And we have some imbued champions, and everybody's trying to figure out what they're going to do. You know, what they're after and what they're doing. Okay, let's roll this. We are going to use this to decide where's what, just because we can. All right. And here we go, here we go, here we go. First area is wetlands. Woo! Okay. All right, let's find our next area. Totally, completely random map today. And here we go again. Ooh, we have swamps in area 2. This is kind of cool, especially with our old ones thing going on. Swamp. Okay, let's give her another spin. I'm gonna get bored and start doing stuff, though. Okay, then we have woodlands going on. Now, so swamp, this is like Cthulhu-ish. Lovecraft, put a little heart there for him. Woodlands. Let's make these woodlands creepy. Why are these woodlands creepy, and what is so bad about it? We're going to have the north kind of be the very bad spot. Since, you know, it's moist, and this is where maybe the old ones. Okay, we've got some cliffs. Awesome. All right, next one. I'll just roll 2 more of these, and then we'll get going, guys. Oh, another wetland. We must obey the wheel. Unless I don't like the theme, then it's my show and I can do what I want. Okay, this is wetlands again. So we kind of have this wetlands thing coming in there. We have a swamp. Neat. Neat, neat, neat. Should I just get drawing, or do we want to make all the... Oh, hey, more cliffs. Ooh, okay, this is really getting cool. So we have a cliff here and a cliff here. I'm going to do it. Let's just do the whole thing. You know, this is the first time we're doing it, might as well. Ooh, desert. Awesome. So we kind of got a rain shadow thing going. Okay. Now, the tricky part of this is we're going to have to make the map and kind of try to fit the geography. Jungle. Ooh. Trying to fit the geography to meet the map, the random map. And I've already got an idea. It's kind of interesting with the cliffs. All right, scrubland. Everybody cool with scrubland? Okay. Let's close off the wheel. Scrub. All right, so we're going to save this now. And then we are going to close that. We're going to Wonder Draft. Let's go ahead and we're going to make a new guy here. Discard. Okay. Yeah, the camera's down there. It's pretty bad. Have the jungle inside the swamp? Okay. Okay, we're going in Wonder Draft. This is also kind of a Wonder Draft tutorial. What I'm going to do is put a overlay filter. I'm going to go overlay. We're going to choose this hamburger option. This is going to let us select an image on our hard drive. In this case, we put it in downloads. This is the current state of my hard drive right now. I've been doing some stuff. Well, that's not going to help us too much. Who cares? Okay, so we have, let's just go ahead and we're just going to move this back while I move forward to sketch. All right. We're just going to, instead of just making a, we're just going to put in land like crazy. Corpse of an old one. Hey, okay. I love how this stream always slams into Lovecraft. I guess this is like after Lovecraftian. This is like, I don't know, hope for peace and wonder in the land. Dude, I had to add so many freaking drives. If you go onto my YouTube channel, there's a 3D thing that you can walk through. That takes a lot of space. Okay, let's get back to the map. We're going to now kind of erase stuff. Now we got wetlands here, so it got to go somewhere. So we're going to draw maybe a coastline there, or something like that, because the water got to go somewhere. And actually, I'm going to paint this really quick. I think that'd be a little good. How's the sound, guys? I'm not blowing out your ears. Do I need to? Is it okay? Okay, so this area is going to be, this is our wetlands. Okay, then we have swamp. I'm going to make that this color. So a big old swamp here. And then we're going to have our trees over here. And we have another wetlands here, so that's good. Oh, nope, not that color. I'll choose a color. We're doing this one now. So this wetlands is going to come and kind of there, and then we have the jungle right there. It's kind of got an Amazon rainforest, Amazon feel to this. And these areas are going to be, let's just make some other ugly colors here. This is desert. This is going to be desert. And this is going to be scrubland. All right. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, we're going to get rid of the overlay now because we don't need it. Clear that sucker. Go back to land. Okay. Let's make some stuff here. We're going to make a huge river network on this one, I'm thinking. So since our wetlands, we have a forest. And again, it was mentioned that this is where it's naturally. Now, how old is this wetland? Is this wetland, I mean, this area over here, the forest area, you can see my mouse, is that new? Or is it old? Or is that where the corpse fell and it's just kind of out? Great River, have the desert separate by it. Okay, done. So we will put a river here. Oh, what if it's at cliffs? What if we put, and then again, in this area here and this area here, what if we put like giant cliffs that kind of funnel all the rain down into this area, and um, like on the sides, it's these gigantic cliffs that there's some cliffs in like Madagascar and some places in Africa where they're totally separate from the world, absolutely totally separate. They have totally different environments, totally different stuff like that. How does that sound right for those that, like we got the desert and the scrubland. Let's go ahead and we're going to start making our main river. And technically this is almost going to be like the body of the water. We're going to have it meander. All right, cliffs are cool. We will do that. I'm going to have this kind of meander all over the place as such. That's fine. That's good. All right, and then we're going to go, we got some trees here. And I'm going to put another little, for balance purposes, to show that there's something over here. I'm going to make it the ocean, just a little scape of the ocean there. I don't like that at all. I won't get used to it. There we go. just kind of help with the shape a little bit. Nope, don't like it. If we're going to do anything, it should be like this. And we're going to have it come to the cliffs. So we have a hint of something more, something bigger. A size, I'm thinking like for this area, get Google Maps up. So let's figure out how big this is going to be. No, don't show that again, please. What about if this entire area, we're taking a snapshot. Be about, say about like that. So let's measure that really quick for, does it tell me? Wait, where's my, oh, there it is. No, I need miles. Well, we're going to kilometers because why not? 1,700 kilometers. Let's just go 2,000 kilometers. And to do that, we're just going to put our square here. And that's 200, so it's 10 kilometers each one. Okay, very cool. Now we're going back to the land. We'll just make some little things here. Now, our river here is almost like its own. We're gonna make some lakes, kind of in this jungle. If it would let me, if I didn't hit the wrong button, we're gonna make this into some lakes. So we kind of get a feel that this is like its own big waterway system. And I'll make another big lake there. There we go. All right. Now over here, of course, we are going to need a delta. So we're going to shape down to about, I don't know, how's that? It's a little much. Let's go down to about, I don't know, 15. That's good. Okay. So let's get a delta going. And again, please tell me if I am blowing out your ears, because that would be unfortunate. And actually, let's make this a little bigger. Let's go 25 for delta. There we go. We want these really, really scraggly. Because the river, it just doesn't care where it goes or what it does. It's just there. And when we get into area that does that, we'll do that. And we're also going to come in from this side, because we got wetlands here. So we need to make some wetlands. And this is going to feed into this river. And again, we'll make a lake where they meet, so it shows it's kind of flat, but we got a lot of water kicking in there. There we go. All right. Then we are going to put another one here. Something like that. And another one here. So there's something up north. We might put some mountains or such. But we're going to make, wetlands. We'll just kind of create some little dots all over this area. Just easy little dots. I don't like those rivers. I don't think that's going to work for us. I need a reference. We need a reference to Google Earth. All right. Let's go to Florida, because Florida is a giant floodplain. Okay, we got all these cool things. Oh, check that out. Find some wilderness. Is there any wilderness left in Florida? There. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, check that out. Oh, look, bifurcation. Anyways. Oh, and oh, look, more bifurcation. If you don't know what bifurcation is, it is something that people get really mad on the internet. They'd say it can't ever happen. Well, here we are in Florida, and I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, probably a lot more. Okay, so there's a reference. So Google Earth said we can bifurcate some rivers, so we're going to bifurcate some rivers. Not there, though. Let's kind of clean this up a little bit. We're just going to, there we go. So our big wetland. Okay. What went down in our wetland? because there is shenanigans of first foot and an old god died. And yes, we'll be making the old god here tonight because I can, and I have ZBrush, and dang it, I have wanted to stream, but let's just say 2 members of my family have been in the hospital. One's going in for surgery consultation that I'm scared to death of, and I need some happiness and joy here. And I've been kind of, in all honesty, I've been kind of reinventing and creating a career for myself again, which is very stressful. But I'm learning a ton of new software. I'm going gray more. All right, so there we go. Let's keep going on the wetland. Do a map with just cliffs? Sorry, chat's up here. I'm engaging with you here. I'm supposed to be looking at you when I talk to you, so just realize we'll get the camera fixed so it actually is a little more natural. That's going to cheer me up. What cheers you up? Lovecraftian horror, cosmic dread, insignificance. Okay. Woo! All right. Speaking of which, okay, so what went down in well, the very important part's this over here, the forest. Okay, we decided, I think RJ decided that that is where old ones go to die, or their minions. Was it like a trash place for the dead? Which is kind of morbid, but kind of freaking cool at the same time if you think about it, but don't do it too much. Okay, there's a wetland. I like I think I'm kind of liking the thing with the forest, that we have a new forest in the area that sprung from the dead body of what was slain. What was there before though? Was it another wetland? We're going to kind of bring this over in there like that. And over here by the cliffs, we are going to just create just a little river outlet that comes in here. I accidentally made a mark, but we're going to own that mark. It's like 2 rivers meet, so that's a lot of water. So just do that right there. It's interesting. We're redoing rivers. All right. Then we'll do these guys here. So the question is, what happened in that fight? What happened? You know, it was struck down, obviously. I'm thinking Salt Pan or Desert. Before an Elders. Yeah, okay, done. There used to be an old salt pan. Okay, this gives me an idea. So the question is, why would said adventurers, heroes, or the unworthy, why would they fight in this area? The answer is salt plane. Okay, why a salt plane? Because the old ones can't absorb the life effect of salt in that area. Yes, that really nasty. They could do it anywhere else, but salt traditionally in folklore has an effect to like negate powers and stuff like that. Now, because of that, I am going to. Oh, I got a great idea. I got a great idea. Okay, we're going to get rid of these. However, right smack dab in the middle with the rivers, we had, this is going to be our island where it died. And water, or liquid spring, is bubbling up from whatever that was. And you know, I'm going to create a cardinal sin. Here we go, bifurcated river. But if it's a spring, that kind of makes sense, right? Going to go to mapmaker hell because of that. And I don't care. Florida said I could do it. Then again, it is Florida. Okay, so we kind of have that. So we got the spring. And let's go back into this area and really, really throw down on the meandering rivers and stuff like that. Closer we get to it, let's make some meandering here. Big old meandering river here. Still can't talk after surgery. There we go. Then I'm just going to draw these straight lines right through this area. So we kind of have like this double thing there. There we go. Okay. Let's get some more here. Let's make some little offshoots that kind of twist and tumble through the jungle. Kind of some horseshoe things going on. Maybe one right here. Just depends on the flooding and what goes on there. Then run right here. I do like the little lakes things we got going. And maybe so my conscience doesn't haunt me that much. We'll just put that there. Some little offshoots. Maybe some big falls. Let's put some big waterfalls here. Oh, should that be where the capital city, where the old gods used to live? Big old waterfall, looks really cool. It's wet. They thrive. They can control population. And then some guy pisses them off. They run into a salt field and they get smoked. Okay, waterfall, old gods, capital. Cool. All right. Also, guys, I have a new map on Avantnovis.com. All yours. Have fun. Have at it. There is that little bit of a conundrum that a lot of artists are experiencing right now, which is fine. That is adjusting to a world with AI. And there's now some galleries out there that you get to, if you want to join the gallery, you kind of have to prove yourself to be a human being. It sounds really kind of lame. We're going to put a little, there we go. That's cool too. Sounds kind of lame, but at the same time, I think it's going to be needed. So I put out two crazy long videos about the process of making map. It took me 7 days, plus all the interruptions, craziness to do that one. But check it out if you want. If not, that's cool too. Okay. So we're going to make another inlet here. There we go. All right. So we're kind of doing this one backwards. Now let's go in and we're going to really make our brush small. Let's go about an 8, 5. Now we're going to go up in this area and we're just going to make small little cuts to show that water is just seeping out everywhere here. Get a little bit more detail, a little bit more texture, show the way the water's going. Now kind of keeping it close to this, but again, we have some oxbow lakes. Hi, haven't met you before. Welcome to the stream. It's, let's see, Roit? Is that correct? If not, I apologize, my bad. Oh yeah, again, gotta interact with the audience. Sorry, camera's just all a big mess. Okay, so we have these giant oxbow lakes and they're slowly just kind of sanding this entire delta out. And your water flow is going to come in, so I'm trying to match the water flow with these little saws. There we go. Just get rid of those. Glad you find it interesting. That's a big compliment. It's the chat. They made it. Well, the wheel made it, but they chose to use a random wheel today. All right. Now let's go ahead and make this a little jagged. In WonderDraft, it has this little lower elevation. It's a wonderful little tool that makes things look like that. And if we go back to our example in Florida, notice on the coast, it gets really jaggedy and crazy. This is pretty. Oh, look. Bifurcation, 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 bifurcation. Okay, I'm done. You know my feels on that. I'm not a fan of the river, please. Okay, so we got that. So we're going to make this, put this all craggly on the edge. And what it actually does is it's creating a height map to lower these. Now, I've seen, there's one guy, Kilroy's, I think it's Kilroy Cartography. He uses WonderDraft to make these amazing realistic maps. I still haven't got through his tutorial yet on Gaia 2. I actually went out and got Gaia just because of him. My wife is very kind and understanding when I see new shiny cartography. But he uses WonderDraft to make realistic maps, like realist maps. I'll put his channel stuff in. Nice guy, really cool. Great Discord. Again, we're gonna coagulate this. Coagulate? That's not a word. Coagulation. Make this look a lot more natural. And again, each one of these is 10 kilometers. There's 200 in here. That's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's only 100 there. So each one of these are, you know, I have a rule. I told my kids and my family, it's a, so 40. So each one's about 50 kilometers. So I have something called the 5-minute rule, that if I don't know the answer to the thing, I just look it up. I mean, one of the coolest things about the internet is that we have so much information at our fingertips. You know, and we got this AI, and I really do generally like some of the AI out there. I really don't like some of the AI out there. Generative stuff that steals stuff, not cool. You've heard this rant before from me if you've been on the channel. But that's okay. Reason I really don't like it is I got scraped about 3,500 times. That is a lot of maps. Okay, we're just going to make sure this is all crumbly. There we go, a little island there. But I digress. I will stop on the AI rant because you can go to other channels with a lot more qualified people to learn about AI. Definitely not for me yet. That is one of the things I am learning, is how to use AI to do stuff, look up stuff, integrate information, which I think that's cool. I really like that. All right, back to the old ones. So we have this wetland, and since we have almost all powerful beings ruling over, curse, since we have all powerful beings, these old ones, great star beasts or whatever they were, let's talk about the area, and then let's talk about where they came from or their nature, stuff like that. And I'm just going nuts with this tool, just make things craggly. There's our, yeah, that's good. All right, that's cool. Let's throw some mountains in. Okay, so we had this wetland. And why did the old one, because wetland's not good for agriculture because of floods. Well, sort of is, depends on stuff. How did the old one rule this area? Because if we're talking like Cthulhu fishy people or, you know, Mountains of Madness monsters, let's say, what kind of old one was he? I think that's probably the better question. Was it, we could use the wheel. No. Actually, why not? All right. And I don't know, let's say 10 slices or however. Okay, and we're going to options. We're going, it's a wet old one. Another wet old one. This one's a lobster. We have, let's go with a spider old one. And then let's go with a, we're going to say Cthulhu. Kathy. There are some others. There's animalistic type old ones, like the hound. Normal spelling, please. And then let's say maybe it's a piece of flesh. Ooh. Well, that was easy. Okay. It's a flesh beast. Thank you, puppet. It's the fleshy kind. Uh, what if they're using? So we have a bunch of fleshy things, and if it is Azathoth, I believe I'm totally butchering that. So a piece fell down. Maybe it fell. Where did it fall? That's a good question. Where did that fall? Either way. No, we need some more details here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to be pedantic. Let's bust this up, though, a little bit more. Read up to the water comment. Water. Nile. Nice. Jungle, inside swamp. Worthy. I like the unworthy. That's cool. Desert is interesting. Oh my gosh, they're using the old one as fertilizer. Oh, is that the blessing it gives? Chunkso old one? Maybe it controls them. Or makes them immune to some diseases. Or maybe the flesh spawn. Maybe they just see the eaters as one of their own. Influence? Oh, wow. RJ, going hard with that one. Parasite thing? Why not? And let's say, going with her narrative, let's say salt kills all this. We're talking like refined salt. So if I have a salt marsh here and my fleshy little buddies don't like that, I'm going to put my fleshy buddies over into this wetland. It kind of denotes that this thing, the fleshy things are in need of moisturizing and Pantene Pro V. They have luscious locks, but they are still quite fleshy. And so they need to be hydrated. So you get one out in the salt, you take away, or you hurt it so bad it starts to regenerate. It can't regenerate, it starts pulling in salt. Boom, you've killed the old one, old fleshy one. I like that. I like that a lot. If you guys, what do you guys think? Good? I think we are going to run with that if everybody's good. I'm just going to finish up these little oxbow lakes around, and then bring out the lower brush to make these more scraggly. Okay, so we have this old one. Okay, so we've kind of got the old one figured out. Very cool. Oh, what if the salt marsh was the spawning ground? Not the salt marsh, but the wetlands. That's kind of icky. Someone has a parasite and they feel drawn towards those wetlands, and a few days later, pop goes the tamale. Fun. Thanks, RJ. Now I can't sleep tonight. All right. Let's go ahead and get this done. Again, back and forth. Place large, edit small. Form always, again, it's true in most art. One of the most effective ways to do it. I'm not saying it is the way to do it, but the effective way to do it is to create very large portions and then move to very smaller. Get your medium shapes in. Get expression. Got some cool little islands here. Oh, so this is all fresh water then. If they're the story is kind of cool. Like some, not to throw it at Baldur's Gate 3 or anything, but a parasite. Someone discovers salt, kills it. Someone realizes there's a giant salt plain. Or they're unworthy and they don't get a parasite. And they're like, I did everything you asked, old one, Cthulhu thing, flesh thing. But why am I not worthy? And all the reality is they had too much salt in their blood. So kids, that's why you need salt. So old one doesn't try and turn you into a breeding pit. Very cool. Very cool. How does that sound, guys? I think I like that. I think I like that. That is horrifying, but I like it. So the era of salt. Salt's what did them in, huh? That's kind of cool. No one saw that coming, especially them. But it's very much, there's a religious, the savor of salt. There's traditions using salt as a ward or something to keep evil at bay. Cthulhu's a giant slug, and no one tried to salt him down before. That's what happened. All right. So make this all craggly. Get some more here and here, and then we're going to start adding mountains. And once we're done adding mountains, we're going to make us an old one, and it's going to be disturbing. You can say they're really salty about. Oh god. Cthulhu, dear, stay out of the salt. Oh my gosh, you're melting. There we go. Okay, so we got our back history. How long ago did that happen? Wow, this is becoming like a big old lake thing going on. That's okay. I think I like it. Except I think we need to add some more direction. Keep it a river feel. So I'm just going to add some more little islands here. Let's really up the brush size. We want to get to modeling the old one. There we go. Not that I got ZBrush up and running today or anything. We'll just do that. 10K years ago that they came in. Now, is that when the fleshy guys bounced on the earth, or is that, if it's a Renaissance, I'm thinking that we do this, this was a recent thing. We're talking like a decade, maybe 2 decades ago, that the old one got its butt kicked. Just enough time that the order that they established, or any dogma that they established, has been overthrown. Society has maybe almost 50 years. Yeah, I don't know. How long, guys? I'm going to say at least in the last century. But no, 10K years, I think that they've enslaved these old ones. God, 10,000 years of enslavement. Man, some adventure party failed big time at stopping that. All right. Okay, that looks a lot. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Let's put some more right here. Kind of denote the difference. Then we'll get to our mountains here in a second and really push this out. All right, there we go. Okay, water's done. That's awesome. And now let us make our mountains. I'm going to use in this, I might use a different set of mountains that is not found in WonderDraft. What do you guys think about these for the cliffs? Zoom in. Here, I'll give options. This is one. Big spiky things. And then I have these guys, plateaus. These are two. And again, we can use them everywhere. So we got some big plateaus. So they only look good in a relative line. If we add too much of those, they don't look good. But, so this is two. Then we have these guys, which are kind of wasteland things. Does anybody have a preference? Let's see if I have another option. Oh yeah, I hate those ones. Did not do a good job on those. Those are kind of fun. Okay, so we got some options. We have the spiky bits, the plateaus, the small plateaus, and these guys. That it's working good. And again, anything I am using, if there's a commercial license available, I am using that commercial license. All right, guys, time to vote. A, B, or C? A, B, or C? Again, going from right to left, A, B, or C. Again, these are going to be our first mountains, just right here where the desert is. Or if you guys don't like that, we can get different ones. Oh, hey, there's cliffs. We wanted cliffs, right? It's all three? It's all three. Okay. That's that. It's like what democracy is, you know? You have to speak up. Okay, so three. So we got these guys. Okay. Is this one? Yeah, those are the right ones. Yeah, we're going to make them a little big. We're going to increase the placement rate to about 5. We're going to make these about 40. Uh-oh. All three? 3? Okay, you know, we'll do, okay, let's do 3. Sorry, I misunderstood. Why don't we use these cliffs right here for the desert? We're just going to start here and just kind of gently link them. So I don't know if I like that. It's like really too much. Well, you know what? Let's give her a try. I think this would be better just by themselves, like out, you know, jiving someplace like that. I think that looks better. Yeah, I'm not going for those guys. Sorry. Unless someone really wants them. If someone really wants those plateau things, then I am your huckleberry. All right, let's get rid of those. Let's go back to our mountains. Oh, we have to find one. It's actually interesting. Ooh. Interesting. Oops. Let's get rid of those. We'll find something and go with it. And later, if we don't like it, I'll change it. So we are just going to make a choice. That is something I've been working on, is choose something fast. Ooh, okay, we're going with those. Okay, I'm going to turn down the placement to about a 1 density. However, I'm going to bring up to 1.5. Not going to do the spray brush yet. Want those a little smaller, 20. All right. Let's get the pen out and do this instead. So this is going to be our spine. That's going to be right up. The main spine is going to be right up onto, keeping those, onto the wetland. The tectonics are moving backwards to create the tectonics. So we have like the wetlands and the waterlands, and so that plate is being God, what is it? Subtracted? I don't remember, but sorry. Under the ground, and this ground's lifting up, and it's going to be it looks like it's a really nasty mountain range. We're going to color these mountains here in a second. Actually, right now, we'll just get these done really quick. So here's kind of our mountain range, and we'll scraggly up there. Now, with the subduction, that's it. It's a subduction zone. The wetlands are in a subduction zone. So we got our mountains here. And again, these are our spines. And then we have our other mountains. For other mountains, let's kind of make this the same thing. And then we'll go back and fix it. And again, these are our biggest mountains. We'll come back, make this a lot smaller. I think we're going to run another. All right, so it's in a subduction zone. We are going to get volcanic activity if it is that high, that fast. But the volcanic activity would be in the marshlands instead of up on the mountains, because hotspots go, path of least resistance and stuff. So we're going to make this area volcanic. Well, this green area here is going to get really nasty here in a second. I'm excited. I don't know if you are. All right, so let's go ahead and drop. We're going to make our smaller mountains, our small little fingers of mountains that come from these. It'll look a lot better once we get the stupid. I gotta fix the color. This is killing me. Yeah, told you it was looking good. There we go. Okay, let's get back there. I should have waited. All right, so we put in, look at making sure this looks really cracked. Oh, that's cool. A little cracked area up here. A blood volcano. Be very interesting. Maybe it's purified. Can't get too dark. Oh, what if we put it here? Reddish blood? Reddish. Okay, if we had a red light volcano like that, that means we have very high silica in the area. Wait, is it high silica or low silica for the big volcanic thing? I don't remember. I think it's high silica. Yeah, you get the cool Hawaiian things going on. That's kind of what we want. Yeah, we are going to get rated that. To avoid that rating, since in the description I said, we need to keep it like PG-13, like 90s PG-13 or the aughts PG-13, not 1980s PG-13. Holy crap. That was a time to live. I miss it. But I like our time better. All right, so we got our mountains doing that. We got our mountains up here. So let's come down here, and we're going to go into our symbol selection, and we're going to find us some volcanoes. Oh, I don't have that installed. I do not have volcanoes installed in this. Maybe I do. Hold on. Shush. Let's see. Those are the old school ones. Some of these I do not like, some I do like. Oh, we're going to put some dead trees over here, though. Okay, we'll just put some dead trees there. Just remind myself. Hey, Puppet Master, thank you so much. Have a good day at work. We'll just kind of run this, finish this up, and then we're going to make a. I'm going to jump in ZBrush, and we're going to make a squishy old god. Old one. Flesh thing. Yay! Okay, let's go back to our mountains. Do I have? No, I don't have. Blast. Well, you know what? This is now going to be our volcanoes. I thought I had. Except I really. That's not going to work for this one. You know what? It's what we got, right? So we're going to have some volcanoes here and here. Maybe a volcano here, here. And then if we're going to do that, we need to go back to our mountains. These mountains? Yeah, these are bad. Wasn't these ones? No, that's okay. You make these a little smaller. Going to show where the slides were coming off these. Let's go to our next one. Go to our next one. Hide that tree because no one likes it. You know what? Let's instead of doing that, I think I am going to do what Puppet Master suggested, and kind of use it to stay out of the M rating. We are going to create. Go back to these spiky mountains that are kind of cool. We're going to put them around the volcanoes like that. It's actually a little too big. Let's make this a little smaller. Scale is our enemy. Does that mean you'd have these mountains that are like, well, they're big. Give them that. But what if this was a red type of sodium crystal? Maybe not sodium. Copper. Or nickel. Something generally bad for your health. And these little bad boys, when the lava or water runs through them, start releasing. Maybe the tops are filled with snow, and then when something erodes, you get pyroclastic flows and all that good stuff. There's that. I don't think we're done with those. Oh, no, on here. Little hodgepodge of styles. I usually don't do this, but I don't care today. Can't tell. Let's go back to our mesas. Let's go back to this desert area. And we're just going to create a little bit of mesage. coming off stuff to make it look a little more interesting. One right down here. There we go. One here. Oh, that we're not doing that one. That's too big. Oh, that's a tangent I've just created. That's a no-no. We do not want that. So we have to choose one and get rid of the other. And I choose that one. Kind of like Pokemon with geology. And then we'll come right here. Just make a little line right there for that. And then maybe on the outskirts of these, we'll kind of transition. We'll keep them relatively big. Not that big, not that big, that big. Just so they blend in just a little bit better. All right, there's our desert. Let's go to our scrubland. Similar thing in this place. Let's, I think we're going to get these really small, and we're just going to do this. Those are not the same mountains, are they? No, they are not. That's okay. Because that's an easy thing with WonderDraft, easy thing to fix. All right, there's another one. Some more here. So we have these scrub bushes. Well, the scrub land, meaning really dry and thirsty. I think Mordor. Well, the eastern part of Mordor. Eastern part of Mordor. All that scrub bush. Just throwing that just anywhere we can. Maybe just one coming off the sides to kind of give us a feel that there's a structure. Oh, there's a structure under here. Okay. What kind of structure, guys? Is it a subterranean thing? Karst topography? Or is it like sand and you have this hardened rock coming out up from under it? Maybe a smaller plate being pushed up. I like that for this. Yeah, let's do that. So there's a smaller plate being pushed off, and these mountains that look like this are actually part of an ancient range that was under the sand, and now they're getting pushed up, making a general nuisance of them. That also, you have to ask the question with that, how much of this world was our little lords and masters, the great old ones, controlling the tectonic forces? Is that something they did, or was it just kind of a crapshoot? Another good idea. Good world building to ask. Well, that's kind of cool. I like that a lot. Let's kind of follow these lines, and we're just going to do this kind of thing to give it shape and scope. Then I'm just going to go back and forth here. There we go. There we go. Little tiny lines there. And again, they're pushing up. We don't see the whole mountain range. They're just pushing up through the sand. I kind of like this cracky thing going on here. Any mountain ranges, you're going to get peaks and valleys. So I'm just barely, just one tapping each little area of this. We need to make this a little more consistent. There we go. There we go. We're just going to put some of these mountains in here to blend. Blend you, blend all these. Because I am cheating with placement of mountains right now, but that's okay. Cool. Okay, so we have this area. We have mountains coming out from underneath it. Let's say, what if those mountains, since they're still there after 10,000 years, granted geologically timed, that's tomorrow. Well, it's not even tomorrow. It's like next, I don't know, an hour from now. Stay tuned. Earth's getting pissed. All right, so we got mountains here that are coming up. What if these are like a, I don't know. There was, I forget the books I read, a book I read. There was this area where it had these rocks that were like obsidian, and in the rocks themselves, old giants used to use them as walkways that actually go through the obsidian. And the people that were going by them, got to fix that. The people, when they'd walk by him, would see that, see like figures slowly moving in. But maybe something, not necessarily that, but like, I like the feel of a semi transparent stone, a hard, brutal stone, hard stone, kind of like obsidian. Yeah, let's do that. So these are the obsidian mountains. Cool. Okay, let's zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. All right, it's doing it. It's doing it. We'll just make these down here a little less connected, so it feels like we've got a transition going on here. There. Okay. We've got our big stuff done. Now let's go ahead and we are going to color these mountains really quick. Having done this for so long, my voice is starting to go out. Fun. Let's see. I'm almost good. Like, let's make these a little bit pale. Let's kind of give them that kind of hue. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I like that. But these guys over here, I actually want to be darker, so we're going to make them darker. Let's make the mountains in the middle the dark ones. There we go. It's kind of an obsidian thing like we're discussing. But again, there's things that move through those. All right. Cool. It's tree time. Yay. So for our trees, I'm thinking, let's see if I got any really good trees for this. I have a lot of scrub trees. Let's put these scrubs down really quick. Probably the best do that is we're gonna put the spray brush on. Yeah, there we go. And in the middle of this area, we're just gonna put these really thorn-like bushes. They probably have a very shallow root system since we're in the desert, and they're scrub. If they want to grow too big, the mounds are kind of pushing them away, so you get these like horrible chainsaw tumbleweeds with these thorn bushes. Okay, I like that. Cool. Now let's go back here. In these areas, turn off spray brush. We're going to use this brush and create a little texture thing going on here. That I don't like all of a sudden. No, I do not like that. We are getting rid of that. Because I think we got enough detail on those. It's okay. All right, let's go back to our symbols. Back to our trees. I had some really weird trees kicking around. Did I put those in symbols? Yeah, there's the Mudshire Mountains. I got some riffs. Haven't used these yet. We're going to use these now. All right, let's, in front of these, cool. We're going to add some riffs that have broken through. Kind of give us a little bit of variance on what we're doing here. And I think our, since we're seeing details up to this size, I think our, what we set for our scale is not what is going to work for us, because these would be, you know, well, maybe it will. Who knows? What do you guys think? So we got these big things. Maybe these split. Oh, okay, okay. Check this section out. So these rifts, they split from where the old god died. There we go. Let's get some more here and there. And it's like making these big rifts in the land. Just kind of thematic, building a sense of wonder. I was reading it wasn't really a transcript. It might have been an edition of Gary Gygax when he was narrating things, and his one of the things he loved to do, and frankly, I think it adds wonder, meaning awe. Its actual definition, meaning awe and wondrous, and all that stuff. Is he said just, do we like that? I don't know. You know what? We're going to go for it. Let's go for it and learn something. Because if it looks like butt and it's the same thing we've always done, then we know not to do it again. But if it looks good, we've added another tool to our arsenal. Kind of interesting. I think I don't like is, well, maybe it's under the mountains that I don't like. These don't rotate automatically, which I wish they would, but beggars, choosers, all that stuff. But I think the land here, that if it's broken up, that makes things a lot more interesting. We're going to go do that. Breaking things up. Scragulate all things. Let's kind of do the same up here, like it's reaching out. Big old rift. Maybe the old ones were like keeping something quiet down there. Kind of a la Cabin of the Woods. And now that they're gone, whatever's down there is like, okay, time to play. Look, mortals. I think I'm okay with that. What do you guys think? Okay. It becomes really busy, but I'm okay with that, I think. We do need, it would help a lot more. Again, this is a good example of why when you're making something like assets or, using something else, that you try to stick with the same author or the same art style. If you don't do that, you kind of get this hodgepodge thing going. And of course, the hard part about that is that most of the time, though, that you can't do what you want because you're stuck in one art style. So let's keep going with this. Usually I'd erase it by now, but I'm kind of intrigued. The hard part with the symbols is I'm just doing just a touch of thing. I think we're just going to make a big old, oh look, it's Shattered Plains. Thank you, Brandon Sanderson. There we go, Shattered Plains. You know what? We are going to do more of that. I guess the answer here is go bold. Just don't hold back. All right, Shattered Plains. We got stuff living in them, of course. Scary, big, nasty stuff. Absolutely. Maybe another race is down there. Sure. Okay, just keep on going with this. It's going to take forever, though. placing each and every one of these. I used that one already. I'm literally going down the line of these, the little asset line, as you can see. Clicking and, yep, clicking each one. I'm wondering if I can do something a little sneaky here. Let me move these. It will. So that means I can create. See if that worked. That did not work. But I think we can use that because we're going to adjust things here. I don't think we like it coming off the royal we. I think that's something like that's a lot more interesting. Okay, cool. All right, so let's do we're going to do symbols. We're going to go over to forests. We need a jungle. And I need to make some jungle trees, apparently. We'll use one of these. We'll use the dotty trees. They're safe. All right, so we have a swamp here. We have we have a forest here. So since it is coming all from stuff, I'm going to just go nuts with the trees right here. Those are pretty big trees. Let's go down to half that. Let's have a look. Let's go down to half that now. Well, ish. Okay, that's good. Okay, so I'm just gonna, yay, trees. RJ, what do you think of those cracks? Are those working for you? Like karst topography or something? I'm kind of half of mind to get rid of them, half of mind to say they're cool. Maybe get them like that. Whatever that is, let's get rid of it. I don't know. Let me know. Okay, so we are just going to get our flood tool and we are just going to put it right here. And we are going to have these trees kind of snake into all these other places. And once we're done, karst topography has some, but not much. So it's kind of like a bean dyed here, and it's kind of Nausicaa Valley of the Wind, but good trees, or maybe they're bad trees. I don't know. Are they good trees? Are they bad trees? Are they bad good trees? Are they good bad trees? Anti-hero trees. All right, throw the trees. With this 2 uniform. Is that why? Oh, I think you're absolutely right there. What if we just kind of cut down on the number of them, still have that feel? I think that was a little much right there. That's okay. How's that? Is that a little better, RJ? There we go. All right, back to the trees. Trees! Then what we're going to do, we're just going to erase all these trees. Well, when they're in the river, that is. Okay, awesome. Thank you very much for your help there. We'll keep the forest here. New magical forest. I'm on one apparently. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, so forest. Well, life energy or nutrient energy, we're going to call that, because since it's, old ones, we're going to call it released all its nutrients into the area once it died. We're going to come up here with that, make sure we don't get a tangent with a straight line, because tangents are bad. Okay. Then we are going to come in with our eraser. We're just going to follow these rivers around, get rid of the trees. Unless they're mangroves. Mangroves? Still learning to talk after the surgery. So we'll get rid of those. Then we'll go back in with a small cluster pen and fill in all those areas we erased. This is just a really quick, easy, and faster way to do trees. And we got a problem right there we're going to go fix. We're going to erase that land. Going to erase that. We're going to make a lake here. Yay! Why? I don't know. Going to make a lake here too. Yay! Okay, cool. We got 2 lakes. Okay, it's a thing. It is definitely a thing at this point. I don't know how much of a thing I like, but it's what it is. I like the landform though. I think it's the symbols, the hodgepodge of symbols that we have that's kind of driving me nuts. But that is okay too. RJ, quick question. We have these big cracks and all this coming out of the earth. What's there? Why are those there now? Is it a race? Is it something that the old ones had been keeping down? Is it another old one? Is it what's going on and how new are those? That's a fun little threat. And I'm almost seeing this forest like maybe constantly going through, just constantly modifying itself, or, in an extreme rate of evolution, that you're getting new growths and weird stuff all the time. It's not bad. It's not necessarily bad. It's just a lot of life energy that has been, corrupted or changed. So it's big worm dragon thingies. Maybe people settle, okay, big worm dragons it is. Cool. Now, these worm dragons, were they active in the land above? Maybe they had little tiny caves. Okay, so maybe these fissures are new, but these worm dragons live down in these caves, down in some of these caves down here. And, oh, do not like that at all. 1 second, folks. There we go. And get rid of that too. There we go. That looks better. So they used to live under the ground here, maybe some big holes or whatever. And now that we have, and maybe there was like giant, maybe giant rifts under the earth, maybe giant fissures and canyons. And then once all heck broke loose, and we salted that old god, then we get these bone dragon things coming out in mass and huge flocks. That's horrifying. If they're coming out in flocks and they're, necessarily breeding quickly, then there is going to be some big problems with stuff like that. Apex predator. Suddenly all the apex predators around you not separated anymore. Survival of the fittest. The lesser ones are going to get out of there, move to different places. Okay, people down there. Why are there people down there now? Is it minerals? It's always minerals, isn't it? By the way, I found something with quick flocks. I like that. What if there were people down there that, I don't know, you said flocks, so let's have these guys be like shepherds, right? So you had these societies that had these giant worm dragons that raise down underground, and they'd be separated from each other. And again, you get really big ones that would leave or become like, I don't want to say alphas because that's just too how to train your dragon, but alpha is probably the best word that we have for that. So, yeah. Hey, how are you, dude? Good to see you. Okay, catch you up really quick. Um, Today we have a new toy. Let me grab it for you really quick. This is the random wheel. We've been using it to decide where stuff is, and this is kind of what we got. We got over here a big old swamp, then some wetlands, then a forest. How are you? I'm really enjoying streaming right now. Life is tough as everybody's is, but streaming is definitely putting a huge smile on my face, and I'm enjoying this. So we have a land here. It was the themes on it. We rolled for themes, and the themes on this were okay. It's high fantasy, Lovecraftian, and we're in a Renaissance. The Dark Age that we're coming out of was a time ruled by, guess what? As this channel always does, ancient old gods, old beings. A bit of flesh of a great old one landed, it mutated, and it enslaved everybody. And this, for 10,000 years, they lived under a yoke. And then it so happened someone discovered the weakness of these fleshy old ones. Over here, where this forest was, used to be a giant salt plain. And apparently salt being something pure and purifying, these old beings or these nasty beings stayed away from the salt. And because they stayed away from the salt, a lot of people, maybe it was forbidden to go in there or something. Maybe everybody don't go in those plains. But they discovered that, in a giant salt land, an old one's power is limited, and if you hurt it enough, that sucker is going to try to regenerate, even against its will, and it starts drawing salt into itself, and boom, you got a dead old one. So that is the Renaissance. That's our heroic fantasy taste in this. Good has finally triumphed over evil with the power of condiments. And so that's kind of where we're at. Different areas over here. We have this huge, lush delta river ocean thing that's pouring out, lots of swamps. Then we have this big wetland. It used to be a spawning pit for the old ones, children or spawn or something, and they used it as an area to keep people away out of these salt pits. In the middle here, again, this is probably where most of the civilization dwelled. And then I thought it would be kind of cool to have some waterfalls. I'm not feeling it though. This is probably where the old ones ruled. There's a bunch of 10,000 years of massive ruins and stuff like that. Pretty snazzy. Great place for adventuring. Now that we've done that, we're going to start coloring, and we're going to call this. This is about. Originally, we had this as about 500 kilometers, according to Google Earth, but I think it's more of a couple hundred at this point, which is fine. Now let's get some. Gonna get some palm trees here. And we are learning to use different symbols, even though their styles don't match. And I'm learning to accept that which I can't control and be okay that the styles don't match. There we go. All right, one here, one over here. There we go. Just something kind of, tropical-ish. Not there. It's kind of a grassy. I kind of like the look that gives. All right. There's some more down here. Because this area is jungles, and they kind of met up. Yeah, this is a good one. I'm not going to be able to do it tonight due to time restraints because I have to go help someone clean today. But I wanted ZBrush. I just got back up and running. And something I wanted to do with it, I got permission from the author of some kit bashes to just create monsters on the fly. Just really quick, pedal to the metal slap it together, and we make that old one that died here, or one of their minions or stuff like that. Just kind of add a little bit of flavor. And also, if you guys want to use that in your own role-playing games, don't sell it, please, or give the guy money. Don't try to make a book out of it. But, for your own personal use. Or if it's really cool, help the author there. Okay, it's not bad. The color sucks, so let us just kind of come down here. We need to get, don't want to go too high with these. We're just going to add some icky, like, watery crap here, but really quickly. I will, on the Discord, leave the Wonder Draft file up for anybody that's interested in it. If you guys want to grab hold of that and do your own thing. You go big time with this line. More texture here. Bring it up into the trees. All right, that feels good. Okay, let's color this really quick. We're going to go to our land, our brush. First thing and foremost, we're going to hit all, and we're going to delete all the color, because Okay, once we deleted all the color, we do have some more color, so let's go ahead and fill in with dark green. Really dark green. That's good. Okay, here we go. So we are going to start on the sides here. And we're going to, don't want that. Let's just have the land down. Let's go ahead and just have the ground. Coloring only the ground. There we go. There we go. It's kind of, since this map is surprisingly big. I mean, what about one of the deserts or less inhabited area? There are a few groups like centaurs that nomadic marauders who roam around the land, occasionally going into the forest and stuff for more riches. That would be cool. If they were they like raiding the human slaves populace? Because if they were fighting against the old gods, boom, your centaurs become the heroes. And you got a whole kind of interesting heroic fantasy there. Oh yeah, the riches are just a little part of it, but Centaur got to make good. Got his little family. Yeah, so okay, centaurs are now the good guys. I like that a lot. I really like that a lot. What if we took it a step further? What if we also made the centaurs like paladins? Paladins, like holy knights. Reverse that. What if we made some of the centaurs like holy knights that fought against the old ones? Confederation, yeah. Okay. They wield light magic. They're not necessarily good because they'll blind you and rob you blind, but they use light magic. That sounds absolutely hilarious. Let's do that. Everybody okay with that? Just kind of flip a trope on its head, because if they're fast, that means the old one spawns can't fly. They can't fly, and they can't go across dry land much. So it means they're rather slow. So the old ones, that's kind of giving us a feel. New good gods. Yes, yes. So we have a little. That's an interesting little thing with the centaurs up there. We have a dual. We kind of have a religion problem lately. The old god died off about 8 years. Let's go 50 years ago. That's enough for society to kind of get back on its feet, but still have the old ways and stuff creating problems for people, and that's always fun. Okay, now let's come up here. Just going to add green. Now to make the marsh look really icky, we're just going to come in and we're just going to blacken random things for the swamp area here. We're not going to all the way, just enough to show that there's a really weird color thing going on. It's a really fast and quick little cheat we can do. Okay, let's go back to our brush. We're going to now create some high points on the map. Kind of sheet at elevation. I'm just drawing those against the mountains there. Yeah, I like the stream. It's been one big experiment with all these things, and I actually been very fun. Eldritch? Maybe in the same family, I think. Can I copy that down, Alt? If that's okay. Maybe like old gods, more like pagan gods. Inevitably people. Okay, yeah, heck yeah. So our senators, our centaur good guys, they had like very elemental set, yeah, very elemental gods or beliefs. And of course, that makes sense. I mean, something falling from the stars and making a general nuisance out of itself, enslaving all the two-legged races because they're bad. They've been naughty, which probably was the case. That follows narrative perfectly. I like that. So the centaurs remain true, and now there's new gods coming in. Now, big question is, these new gods, are they real? Are these beings that might have been chained out of the world that couldn't get into the world or influence the world when, you know, we had the Trupo Soggy boys running around doing bad things? I think that'd be kind of interesting. Maybe one or two, or people are pretending. Maybe that's something the characters have to find out. I like that. Okay, Malt, can I, let's see. Okay, I'm just going to copy and paste if you're cool with this. I usually do this anyways. If you're not cool with it, let me know. Just throwing down these ideas because you can spell good and I can't. What was the place on Zoolander? The Institute for People That Can't Spell Good and stuff. Different cultures are racist. Cool. So, was this world? Are we talking? Was the old one that was here? Was it isolating the world, or was it isolating just this area? It just kind of found an area and it's like, I'm a little blob from space and I need a home. Okay, this works, kind of thing. Okay, I'm kind of going in with a darker blend on the mountains just to help blend it out, since it's kind of a nasty little blend here. So we're just going to go like that. We'll create a line around the mountains. Again, color, basic colors. There we go. Now we're going to have to make the mountains a certain color, probably the same color. But we want to show that it gets dry. But then let's put just a little bit of green in there. Let's say maybe our gods are censored, same gods, split off. I think we oscillate. Yeah, the isolate the worlds. I think that's cool. Maybe the central one around, but its effects are felt across the world it's around. Maybe central in one area. Well, yeah. Why don't we have this area? That's a great idea. Let's have like this area be kind of the throne room of this deity, of this horrible thing that basically dominated the world. And once that went, you know, the creatures, its little minions and buddies, they lost all powers. You know, they lost all their abilities and what made them really dangerous. And so the world kind of rose up. Or maybe there's areas. Yeah, we're going to have a land around here. That'd be fun. We're going to have areas. Now, just for if you're watching to, you know, use Wonderdraft, what I'm doing is I'm just going into these dark reaches around these mountains, and I'm just putting in, you know, just a little bit of color. Actually, a lot more color than I would usually do. But this is going to show there's baking going on in areas that don't receive shadow. You know, areas that are in the sun when the sun's up 100% of the sunshine day thing. All right, now let's go with this brown. It's kind of because these are kind of bad places. Well, I don't know bad places. This is where centaurs live. Haha, run free with the centaurs. Mommy, I don't want to worship the tentacle god. I want to run free with the centaurs. Actually, that's pretty freaking awesome if you think about it. That's cool. You have to go pledge yourself to a con and, you know, show you're not a weak tentacle lover. Sounds really weird. Way too, I won't say Japanese, but I won't go there. Okay, a little darkness on these. Around the mountains are going to help them blend a little bit better. All right, kind of dark map. Kind of dark map, but that's okay. Let's get, kind of make it a little orange. Kind of a darker, pale orange and kind of do the things over here. Okay, miscomment. So around that, but the Eldritch guy landed and survived and evolved, and there's some relics from pre-Eldritch world. Ooh, yeah, of course. That's what the Renaissance were, right? So these humans that have been just basically almost, they can make clothes, wicker baskets, maybe sword and sandal at the very best with the old ones, have suddenly just, they're finding new texts. Like the 1800s, I like that. And they're finding strange and wonderful things to go with kind of the Renaissance feels that we talked about and made in this. I like that a lot. Let's do that. All right. Okay, now that we got that in, we want to distinguish these mountains are a little different, so we're going to go with this gray. Just in a rounding motion. It's going to cause us to blur. Just like something charred down here. And again, these are mountains that were under a giant sand desert. And now they're starting to spring out. They're made of a kind of obsidian, a transparent-ish type of obsidian. Going to make around our volcanoes a little bit. And occasionally you can see something moving in this obsidian. And there's rumors things used to travel through the obsidian. There we go. Okay. Now let's go on mountains. It's really freaking dark. Do I care? Yeah, a little bit actually. So I'm going to adjust it a little. Because like I said, I'm working on things I can change, and the dark color is one of them. Go me. And everybody else. Because I really need to do more streaming because it makes me absolutely delighted. Now, what kind of pre-relics are we talking about? Are we talking like steam power? Are we talking about Magitech stuff? I love Town Mountains. That would be very cool. Oh wait, I have to engage with you here, not up here. That I'm reading chat. I got to do it here. No, I think that's a really cool idea. What if the wizard over in this area down here in the southeast, he was the one that buried or changed all the mountains so they'd be buried under the ground. And then, so let's go mountains now. Look at some colors here. That's not bad. That's not bad. It's a little too dark. I just realized I need to save this. Okay, don't crash. Don't crash. Just gonna let Wonder Draft. We were doing the biggest resolution and all stuff. Program kind of books our history or real things from relics too. Yeah. Heck yeah. That'd be really interesting in this desert down here as the mountains are coming up. You know, big ruins are starting to come up, and all of a sudden you get, when you're out there and you're, mixing with things, the next day you'll see these big human monuments and stuff just slowly rising out of the sand and stopping. Magic steam power, yeah. All right. I think we're saved. All right, so let's go with, I think we got it right there. I think that's it. I have something to fix over here though. Don't want that. There we go. Yay. All right, let's color some trees really quick. What if the trees, we did a different color than just standard trees? Like there's kind of an interesting little orange. Or as Puppet Master said, let's go with blood or something. Maybe it's just a giant forest of cherry blossoms. That's one heck of a. That's actually kind of cool. I like that actually. All right. What these things like books or history and other things. It'd be interesting if they use something different than books. Books have a tendency after 10,000 years to go bye-bye. What if they like, I don't know, wrote on metals or stones? Or maybe it's some kind of hide, like a treated hide. Well, if it's in the desert, it'll be fine, but in these lowlands, no, that makes sense. If it's in the lowlands, humans wouldn't find it. It's only when they travel up into these areas. The centaurs are a little distracted with their own little Civil War thing going on. But people are moving into these deserts down here and are starting to learn things, terrible things. Oh, cool things actually. Oh, something else I didn't mention. The group of people that killed the old ones, they were called, oh, the Unworthy. Yes, they were called the Unworthy. Yeah. But it's always cool. Like I don't know, you had like Empire level Britain in this land, and then an old one comes and it's just decimated, and they fall back into kind of a primordial, I don't want to say caveman, but stone and sandal kind of thing. I really like that. Now it's growing again, and you're getting all these kind of technology things popping up. Okay, I would like to though. I'm looking at this. Let's look at the theme. We're an adventure theme. Let's go to imagination, please. I guess we were in imagination. We'll go back to adventure. I actually kind of like that better. What do you guys think? It's a lot higher contrast. The green is green. Let me show you again. This is imagination. Boop. This is adventure. Boop. So I picked my nose in front of you. Sorry about that. Here, let's do eastward. Too darn dark. We need something a little lighter. Let's check feudal out. That'd be really interesting. I like that giant sandstone. Oh, my wife just got back from work. That means I get to go hang with her. I like you guys, but she's much. Sorry, I've been. Let's go with imagination. Wait, is that what we did? Or adventure? Yeah, I think I'm liking adventure. Kind of lightens things up quite a bit. Feudal? All right, if you want feudal, you get feudal. All right, there we go. All right, we'll save that. I do need to go now. I'm streaming. Hopefully, I can stream soon. I won't promise anything due to the fact that life is life and it's crazy, but I need to go help some people clean. But it has been a joy. Oh, wait, I can go to the big dance screen. Hey, it's been a joy and privilege, guys, to share imaginations with you. Always fun. I will get these maps out on avantnovis.com. I'll also put up a couple of different variations. And if you're on Discord, I'll throw up the one draft file so you can grab that yourself and post it and do all kinds of things. I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna save this for you, Malt. This is your theme. Oh, not a problem, RJ. Thank you for the great stuff and the nightmare fuel. That's always fun. All right, I gotta go, guys. Talk to you later. Have a good one, and thank you for being here.